That's a real call out in the sport of boxing. I ain't talking about them empty word call outs when a fighter calling out another fighter. I want to fight Keith Thurman. I want to fight Jerome Boots Ennis. I want to fight Vergil Ortiz. I want to fight Terrence Bud Crawford. Nah. Those are empty words in the sport of boxing. A real call out is when you do what Vergil Ortiz team did, Golden Boy Promotions did in the WBC convention today, is to petition Vergil Ortiz to face Keith Thurman. That's a proper call out in the sport of boxing. It's either a petition, you send a term sheet, you send a proposal, you send a contract. That's a real call out in the sport of boxing. Kudos to Vergil Ortiz and his team for calling out the proper way, the business way, the boxing way.
From Golden Boy Promotions, I have two requests, two petitions. An eliminator, Keith Thurman, and number 2, Vergil Ortiz.
I see, Mimo. I see. That's the proper way in the sport of boxing, ladies and gentlemen. Now, if you was ranked in the WBC, right? Top 15, top 10 or whatever, and you want to be moved or you want to be considered to fight this particular person, then you had to be out there today in Mexico on probably tomorrow as well, because tomorrow that's when they're going to be mandating the fights. So now they got the request, right? They got the request and they got the petition from Vergil Ortiz, right? Boots Ennis team, TGB, was out there as well. They didn't petition Boots Ennis to fight no Keith Thurman. They didn't petition to fight Vergil Ortiz. They didn't petition to be mandated or fighting a final elimination bout to fight Keith Thurman that's sitting at number 1, so he could fight Earl Spence. He's gonna stay in the IBF side. So I don't want to hear no Boots Ennis versus Keith Thurman through the WBC route, because they did not did their due diligence. They're his team to fight a Keith Thurman. But Vergil Ortiz did, not a Conor Ben. No. Remember Conor Ben said he would like to fight Keith Thurman? Hey, Frank from Matchroom Boxing did not say anything about Keith Thurman. Matter of fact, Conor Ben's not even in the WBC. But TGB, instead of saying Boots Ennis, they said Ugas, in which the WBC to put Ugas from number 4 to number 2 to bump Vergil Ortiz. TGB try to bump Vergil Ortiz from its position so they could get a Ugas versus Keith Thurman. But you know what Mauricio Sudamon and the board did today, WBC? They denied that. Yay, Ugas, you're going to stay in your place. And this is what I'm talking about, y'all. This is why you got to be there. Now, I'm going to tell you like this. Maybe if the representative, if Golden Boy Promotions and Diaz was not going to be there today, and TGB would have petitioned for Ugas to be number 2, and then there is no back and forth. You know, ain't nobody there. I'm fighting for you. I'm talking for you and stuff like that. This is the proper way in the sport of boxing. So when you hear all these fighters, I'm talking about the fans for real in the YTBC, in this community, the boxing community, all these fans is always saying that this particular fighter is like this fighter, this particular fighter. Ask the right questions, all right? Did you petition for the fight? Huh? No? Did you send a term sheet? Did your representative send a term sheet to that particular fighter's rep that you want to fight? Huh? No. Did you send a contract? Huh? No. Did you send a proposal? Huh? No. Okay, that's not. And so when you hear all this, I want to fight this person, empty call outs, do what you need to do to get the fight that you want. So, Vergil Ortiz versus Keith Thurman. I can't wait for tomorrow for them to mandate this fight. Also, of course, we've been talking about Keith Thurman versus Earl of True Spence. And Mauricio Sudamon last week said that Keith Thurman is in mandatory precision, and he is in mandatory precision. Yet, let's not forget that Keith Thurman fought an eliminator, not a final eliminator. Final eliminator is what really puts you into a mandatory position in which they could order Keith Thurman to fight Earl of True Spence. Let me say it again. Keith Thurman this past February fought Mario Barrios for a title elimination bout, not a final elimination bout. A final elimination bout is what grants you to be mandatory to its champion. So a proper petition by Golden Boy Promotions to petition Vergil Ortiz to fight an elimination bout, which will be a final elimination bout between the 1 and the number 2. Vergil Ortiz being the number 2, Keith Thurman being the number 1. They will fight for a final elimination bout, and then they will be mandated to fight Earl of True Spence. But if the WBC wants to just, you know what I'm saying, give Keith Thurman that mandatory slot, we're going to see tomorrow, y'all. But at least the request is put in, and they got to take it into consideration. And the good thing about it, they're going to need to vote. Is there a representative out there for Keith Thurman that says he want to be mandated to fight Earl of True Spence? That's what I mean. At least Golden Boy Promotions was right there to get a vote in. And TGB, I think they did the wrong thing in speaking for just Ugas to be elevated for number 2 for what, man? He just lost to Earl of True Spence. Huh? What do you mean elevated? They try to bump Vergil Ortiz again. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. The same way they did to Vergil Ortiz at the WBO when he was ranked. And then they petitioned for Sean Porter to bump Vergil Ortiz. Is something going on with the PBC, the TGB, that they try to always bump Vergil Ortiz from his position? I'm not liking it. And I like that Golden Boy Promotions and Vergil Ortiz has his representative to back him up. And good that the WBC denied that petition or that request for Ugas to move to number 2 so that Ugas could face Keith Thurman. I like what the WBC did today. Vergil Ortiz versus Keith Thurman, or Keith Thurman versus Earl the True Spence. Those are 2 great fights, and I would love to see. And anyway, maybe it'll make sense also for Keith Thurman to go to DAZN like Floyd Mayweather did. We already know that they saying on that other side, they losing money. And we all know that Al Heyman will, if there's some money in DAZN, like he did for Michael Garcia, Daniel Jacobs, he will let you go to DAZN. DAZN, Vergil Ortiz, Keith Thurman, DAZN, pay-per-view, one of the biggest fights of the year next year. Let me know what y'all think, man. Subscribe to the channel, smash the like button. Love you, God bless, and on to the next.